There comes a point in life where you realize that most of your stress, your frustration, and your confusion don't come from the world itself, but from how you interpret it. The same situation that breaks one person builds another. The same rejection that destroys someone becomes the turning point for someone else. And that raises a powerful question. What if the problem isn't your life, but your perspective? For centuries, Stoicism has quietly shaped some of the strongest, most disciplined, and most unshakable individuals in history. Not loud people. Not emotional reactors. But calm thinkers. Strategic actors. Men and women who move through chaos without losing control of themselves. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or pretending life is easy. It is about understanding what truly matters, and refusing to be disturbed by what doesn't. It is a philosophy built on clarity, self-mastery, and inner strength. And at its core, it teaches something most people never fully grasp. You don't control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. Most people live their lives trapped in cycles of worry, anger, overthinking, and disappointment. They try to control people, outcomes, and situations that were never theirs to control in the first place. And because of that, they suffer, unnecessarily. But Stoicism offers a different path. A path where your peace is no longer dependent on external events. A path where your confidence doesn't shake because someone disapproves. A path where your mind becomes your strongest weapon instead of your greatest enemy. In this video, you're going to understand the 3 pillars of Stoicism that can completely change how you see your problems, and more importantly, how you deal with them. These are not abstract ideas. These are practical principles you can apply immediately to gain control over your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Because when you master these 3 pillars, you stop feeling overwhelmed by life. You start moving with purpose. You start thinking with clarity. And you start becoming the kind of person who doesn't break under pressure, but grows stronger because of it. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of overthinking everything, if you're ready to take control of your mind and your life, then this is for you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content that will sharpen your mindset and strengthen your discipline. Now let's begin. The first pillar: control what you can, ignore what you can't. There is a simple truth that most people spend their entire lives resisting. Not everything is within your control. You cannot control how people think about you. You cannot control whether someone stays or leaves. You cannot control the outcome of every situation, no matter how much effort you put in. And yet, this is exactly where most people focus their energy. They worry about opinions. They obsess over results. They stress about things that are completely outside their influence. This is why they feel powerless. Because when you tie your peace to things you cannot control, your emotional state becomes unstable. It rises and falls based on external events. One good moment makes you happy, one bad moment destroys your mood. Stoicism cuts through this confusion with brutal clarity. There are only 2 categories in life: things you can control, and things you cannot. And your entire peace depends on knowing the difference. What can you control? You can control your thoughts. You can control your actions. You can control your reactions. You can control the effort you put into your work. You can control how you respond to challenges, rejection, and failure. That's it. Everything else is not yours. The problem is, most people reverse this. They neglect what they can control, and obsess over what they cannot. They don't discipline their thoughts, but they try to control how others see them. They don't control their reactions, but they try to control outcomes. They don't take responsibility for their actions, but they blame circumstances. This creates a constant state of frustration. Because no matter how hard you try, you cannot dominate what was never yours to begin with. Imagine trying to control the weather. You wake up, and it's raining. You get angry. You complain. You feel irritated. But your anger changes nothing. The rain continues, and now your mood is ruined too. This is exactly how most people live their lives. They fight reality instead of working with it. Stoicism teaches you to redirect your energy. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What can I do about this?" Instead of trying to control the outcome, you focus on controlling your effort. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond intelligently. This shift changes everything. Because the moment you stop trying to control what you can't, you free up energy. Energy that can now be used to improve yourself. To think clearly. To act deliberately. Let's make this real. You post content online, and people ignore it, or worse, they criticize you. You have two choices. You can focus on their opinions, get discouraged, and stop showing up. Or you can focus on what you control, improving your content, staying consistent, learning from feedback, and refining your strategy. One path leads to stagnation. The other leads to growth. The same applies to relationships. You cannot control how someone feels about you. You cannot force loyalty, love, or respect. But you can control how you show up. You can control your standards. You can control your boundaries. You can control when to walk away. When you understand this, something powerful happens. You stop chasing control over people, and start building control over yourself. And that is real power. Because a man who controls himself cannot be easily shaken by the world. When things go wrong, he doesn't collapse. When people disappoint him, he doesn't lose himself. When outcomes don't go his way, he doesn't break. He adjusts. He learns. He continues. This is what makes Stoicism so effective. It doesn't promise you a life without problems. It gives you the mindset to handle them without losing your stability. But this pillar requires discipline. It requires you to constantly ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, you let it go. Not because you don't care, but because you understand that worrying about it is a waste of your energy. And if the answer is yes, then you take full responsibility. No excuses. No blaming. No avoidance. Just action. Because your life improves the moment you stop trying to control everything, and start mastering the only thing that was ever yours to control. Yourself. The second pillar, perception shapes reality. Most people believe their problems come from what happens to them. But Stoicism teaches something far deeper. Your problems don't come from events. They come from your interpretation of those events. Two people can go through the exact same situation, and come out completely different. One becomes bitter, angry, and defeated. The other becomes wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. The difference is not the situation. The difference is perception. How you see things determines how you feel. And how you feel determines how you act. This is where most people lose control. They don't question their thoughts. They don't examine their reactions. They simply accept every emotion as truth. Something goes wrong, and they immediately label it as bad. Someone criticizes them, and they take it personally. They face a setback, and they see it as failure. But what if the event itself isn't the problem? What if it's the meaning you attach to it? Stoicism trains you to challenge your first reaction. Instead of instantly reacting, you create space between what happens and how you respond to it. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How should I see this?" Because the truth is, most situations are neutral. It is your mind that labels them as good or bad. Let's take an example. You fail at something important. Most people immediately think, "I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. I'm a failure." That perception creates frustration, self-doubt, and fear. But a Stoic sees the same situation differently. This is feedback. This is part of the process. This is an opportunity to improve. Same event, different meaning, completely different outcome. One person quits. The other grows. This is not about pretending everything is positive. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you instead of weakens you. Another example. Someone disrespects you. Most people react emotionally. They get angry. They argue. They try to prove themselves. But a Stoic steps back and thinks, "Does this person's opinion actually define me? Is this worth my energy? Am I about to lose control over something insignificant?" In many cases, the answer is no. And just like that, they remain calm. Not because they are weak, but because they are in control. This is what makes perception so powerful. It acts like a filter. It determines what you focus on, what you ignore, and how deeply things affect you. If your perception is weak, everything feels like a problem. If your perception is strong, most things lose their power over you. You begin to see challenges as training. Rejection as redirection. Pain as a teacher. And when you reach that level of thinking, life becomes lighter. Not because it's easier, but because you're no longer carrying unnecessary emotional weight. Think about how much stress people create in their own minds. They overthink conversations. They imagine worst-case scenarios. They replay mistakes over and over again. None of this changes reality. It only drains them. Stoicism cuts through this mental noise. It teaches you to see things clearly, without exaggeration, without distortion. You don't add extra meaning to situations that don't deserve it. You don't turn small problems into major crises. You see things as they are, not worse than they are. And this clarity gives you an advantage. Because when your mind is not clouded by emotion, you make better decisions. You act with precision. You respond with intelligence. You remain stable even when things around you are unstable. This is how you build mental strength. Not by avoiding problems, but by changing how you see them. And the more you practice this, the more control you gain over your inner world. You stop reacting automatically. You start responding intentionally. And that is the difference between being controlled by life and taking control of it. The third pillar, take action with discipline, not emotion. Most people wait until they feel ready before they act. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right mood. They wait until fear disappears. And because of that, they stay stuck. Stoicism rejects this completely. It teaches that action should not be controlled by emotion, it should be guided by discipline. Because emotions are unreliable. One day you feel motivated. The next day you don't. One moment you feel confident. The next moment you doubt yourself. If your actions depend on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. You will start, stop, start again, and never build momentum. This is why so many people struggle. They know what they need to do, but they don't do it consistently. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack discipline. Stoicism forces you to face a hard truth. You don't need to feel like doing something to do it. You just need to decide, and act. Discipline means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. It means following through, even when the excitement is gone. Because real growth does not come from moments of motivation. It comes from repeated action. Let's make this real. You say you want to build a business. But some days you don't feel like working. You feel tired. You feel distracted. You feel uncertain. If you follow your emotions, you will skip those days. And those skipped days turn into weeks, then months, then lost opportunities. But a disciplined person operates differently. They don't ask, do I feel like doing this? They ask, is this what needs to be done? And if the answer is yes, they do it. No debate. No delay. This is where most people separate. Everyone has goals. Few people have the discipline to execute them consistently. Stoicism trains you to become that person. It teaches you to detach from comfort. Because comfort is often the enemy of progress. Your mind will always try to pull you toward what is easy. Scrolling instead of working. Avoiding challenges instead of facing them. Choosing short-term pleasure over long-term growth. But every time you give in to that, you weaken your discipline. And every time you resist it, you strengthen it. This is how self-control is built. Not in big moments, but in small daily decisions. Choosing to focus when you feel distracted. Choosing to work when you feel lazy. Choosing to continue when things get hard. These small wins compound. They turn into habits. Those habits turn into identity. And eventually, discipline becomes who you are. Another important truth Stoicism teaches is this. You are not entitled to results. You are only responsible for your actions. You can do everything right, and still not get the outcome you want. And if you're emotionally attached to results, that will frustrate you. But if you focus on your actions instead, you stay grounded. You measure success by effort, not just outcomes. Did you show up? Did you do the work? Did you give your best? If the answer is yes, then you are already winning. Because results take time. And most people quit before results show up. Not because they're incapable, but because they're impatient. Discipline removes that impatience. It keeps you moving, even when progress is slow. It builds resilience. Because when things don't go your way, you don't collapse. You adjust, and continue. This is what gives you an edge. While others are waiting to feel ready, you are already moving. While others are making excuses, you are taking action. While others are stopping, you are continuing. And over time, that difference becomes massive. This pillar is not easy. It requires you to go against your natural impulses. It requires you to embrace discomfort. But it also gives you something most people never achieve: control over your actions, regardless of your emotions. And when you combine this with the first two pillars, you become a completely different person. You control what you can. You see things clearly. And you act with discipline. At that point, problems stop controlling you. Because you have built the mindset to handle them. Conclusion: most people are not defeated by life, they are defeated by their own minds. They try to control everything, and end up overwhelmed. They interpret everything negatively, and create unnecessary suffering. They wait for motivation, and never take consistent action. But Stoicism offers a way out. When you focus only on what you can control, you eliminate unnecessary stress. When you master your perception, you stop turning challenges into problems. When you act with discipline, you build momentum that changes your life. These three pillars are simple, but they are not easy. They require awareness. They require consistency. They require honesty with yourself. But if you apply them, you will think differently. You will act differently. And your results will change. Because at the end of the day, it's not your circumstances that define your life. It's how you think, how you respond, and how you act. If you got value from this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay connected for more content that will sharpen your mindset and strengthen your discipline. Your growth starts with your mind. And once you take control of that, everything else follows.